Hey guys, this is Smithy. Welcome to my channel. Today's video is a very special one. It's going to be a get ready with me style kind of a video, and I love these videos where I especially want to just use the products that I have in my collection, and I'm using just one new product in this video, and that is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. Again, this is not a new product by any means. It's just new to me that I picked out in the Ultra 21 Days of Beauty. So I just wanted to give this a try. I wanted to create this beautiful look, which is super easy. I just used my Minka palette and a few shades from my Natasha denona My Dream palette, and rest everything is like super easy, super simple. I really hope that you guys enjoy this look. Without further ado, let's begin. I'm so inspired to do like something inspired with this top. So we're gonna do definitely like a cool tone gunmetal blue kind of a look. I'm gonna first finish off with my brows, and I'm gonna take this e.l.f. brow pencil in the shade Cool Brown. Actually, you know what? Before even doing that, let's just prime our face so that it has like enough time to sit and like sink in the product. So first, let me just apply this Merit Great Skin Instant Glow Serum. I absolutely love this product. Obviously, give it a shake because it's a bi-face product. Very liquidy. I take like about 2 pumps and then just dab it right across my face. Ignore the swatches. It's gonna come up in the next video or maybe the previous video. I am trying to dupe the New Nomads Royals Europe palette. Wish me luck. I feel like I'm super close. Now, once we have that serum set, I am going to let it set for a little while before I apply my Nyx Plump Right Back primer on top of this. But let's start off, like finish off with our brows. Okay, so once we have the brows all done, let's go back to the NYX Plump Right Back primer. Just 1 pump is more than enough, and this gives a lot of like hydration to the skin and also a little bit of tack for the foundation to stick to it. And I actually, during the Ultra 21 Days of Beauty, I got the foundation, the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. So we're gonna give that a try for the first time on camera. So that's the only product that is like new in today's video. Rest everything I'm pretty much like aware of and I absolutely love. So for the foundation, I picked this up. This is the Estee Lauder Double Wear, a cult favorite foundation for a lot of people. I picked out mine in the shade 4N1, which is Shell Beige. So let's apply. So I'm just gonna give it a good shake. The only drawback about this product, I would say, is that it doesn't come with a pump. So I don't know. I spilled a little bit on my table. So I feel like that's definitely a drawback. The color seems pretty nice. Oh my God, where am I gonna apply? I have like multi-chrome on the back of my hand. So I'm just gonna apply it like there. Just dripped it right there. It's a liquidy foundation for sure. It's not like running. Yeah, it will run down. It's a very drippy foundation. I'm gonna take a little bit actually from my fingers and apply it on my cheek, just because I don't want it to move everywhere. And I definitely do have blemish also. Actually, you know what? I'm all over the place today. Let's apply this henriksen CC stick. This is like the color correcting stick with eye cream in it. I'm gonna apply that right there underneath my eyes, and also on like my blemishes, just because it color corrects and it is more of like an apricot tone. This one is in the shade Apricot, which is like for medium skin tones. So I'm just gonna tap it with my fingers. And how much you can see, it's pretty much like my skin tone shade, but it has like definitely the undertone is more peach. If you guys don't know, I'm pretty sure like the people who watch me definitely know, I don't film in like artificial lighting at all. All the lights that you're seeing is like coming from a big window in front of me. So do keep that also in mind. Okay, now I'm just going to take this Real Techniques Instapop face brush. I love the cut of it. Very similar to the BK Beauty 101 brush. It's just that this one is a little bit more on the loosely packed bristles, but the cut is very similar. So it's a very lightweight foundation, but I definitely see it covering up a lot of my imperfections on my skin. I also feel like this is a foundation that will dry down pretty quick. So that's with like a very light one layer, and you can see it definitely gave me like a medium coverage on my skin. I'm gonna just build it up a tiny little bit more just to see if it can be built up to a full coverage or not. So I'm just gonna take that. It's very difficult for me to know like how much product am I taking when I'm just pouring it out. I feel like I'm close to one pump. If I'll pump it out, I feel like I'm close to one pump. So I'm just gonna distribute it right there because that's where I need the maximum amount of coverage. Now I'm going to take a sponge and then just bounce it on top of the skin, because with the brush it will just pack on a lot more. I definitely want it to look like skin, but just with a little bit more coverage, and I feel like that definitely gave the coverage that I really wanted without caking it up. See, now it feels like more of a medium to full coverage product, but still very, very lightweight on the skin. I felt like this, if this works and lasts for the entire day today, I feel like this can be the foundation that I'm taking to India when I'm traveling, just because India is going to be super, super humid. Like my husband's place is super humid and my place would be super hot during the time that I'm going. I'm taking Milani Concealer and Perfect Concealer in the shade 140. So I definitely want a medium to full coverage foundation because there's going to be a lot of functions that I'm attending when I'm there. And also because of the humid climate, I don't want to go with like a skin tint or anything like that there, because it's not gonna work, especially for my combo skin type. So I'm just gonna blend it with a sponge so that it looks super natural, but it covers everything that we need to cover. And we're not applying like too much of a product also. If you can see, like that's just like 2 dots. I'm gonna just pinch and then just pat it. It's like phases for me. Sometimes I'm more of like a brush person. I would say majority of the time I'm more like a brush person, but I have the phase of like applying with a sponge. Seems like today is the day, and you can definitely see the difference, right? It's day and night difference. I'm also patting it on top of my eyelid just to even out the discoloration that I have on the sides of the nose and around my mouth. So I feel like that just evened out everything that I wanted it to even out, and I can totally go without even setting the foundation. Now again, because I'm more of like a combo skin tone, I just prefer to set. But before that, let's put like cream bronzer around our face, and this is from Rare Beauty, and this one is in the shade Always Sunny. So I'm just gonna take that. Absolutely loving this product. I can like simply draw and go out of the door, and it just blends so very nicely on the skin. Like I cannot even. Should we do a brush? Or I've never applied this bronzer with a sponge. Looks like today is a day of sponge. See, it just blends so nicely. Even with a brush, I would say it's so effortless on the skin that it's just beautiful. And even with the sponge, like 2-3 dabs in the face and you are like all blended. Feels like I've saved so many brushes to wash just because I'm applying with a sponge. Now I just need to clean my sponge. There you go. So the beauty about that is like, because the sponge had a little bit of concealer, a little bit of foundation, everything is just so seamless on the face that you don't have to worry about it not like blending or anything. What are we applying for a blush? I don't have anything for a blush that I took out. Okay, let's just apply the powder first. And this is the Givenchy Prism Leap powder. And this one I am in shade number 4. I cannot pronounce that name. So I'm just gonna just do that. And then take it on the sponge and apply it all across my face. And that just blurs out everything like on my face, like the texture, the imperfections. It sets my face beautifully, but also blurs it out. It's beautiful product. I'm just gonna take some powder on that damp sponge and just apply it underneath my eyes. Now, because the sponge is a little damp, it'll apply seamlessly, but also would set the eyes very nicely. I love it. I love this powder. Okay, I'm going to take this Too Faced palette, the Natural Face palette, and I'm going to take this shade, which is Pink Sand, this Mauve blush. So let's take that. Really like this blush, especially for like cool tone looks. I feel like that will complement the eye look really nicely. Since we are on the same palette, let's use this because I've not applied this for a long time. Let's take the shade, this one, the Satin Sheets, as the highlighter, this one. I've applied the Starlight highlighter, but that has a little bit of pink tinge. Let's apply this today because this is more of like a champagne highlighter. And this is more of like a flimsy brush. So it'll just pick up the right amount. It still smells like chocolate, which I mean, I'm a big fan of. Okay, now once we have everything like set on the face, let's move on to the eyes and then we'll go to the lips. Now for the eyes, I want to go with like a bluey gunmetal shade. So I want to like place my eye look based out of this Adept Minka palette, and I want to base out of this shade, which is a Luna. I feel like that's going to be very pretty. So we'll see. I just want like a basic base for my eyes. I'm going to dip into my Natasha Denona Retro palette. This actually is like a mix match right now of the Dream palette also. So yeah, don't judge any book by any cover. So I'm going to take this shade, which is actually nude mauve, which comes here, this one. So let's take that. No, actually this is not even nude mauve. This is from my Dream palette and the shade is called, oh my god, this is gonna be crazy, it'll drive me nuts, Nurture. Okay, so let's take that shade Nurture and then start applying that as our crease shade. And it's a very neutral toned brown shade. It's going to be super simple look. But by the time it like turns out, I feel like it's going to be like glamorous because of that shade in the Adept palette. Because they're super sparkly. Application, the shades are going to be super simple. So basically what I'm doing is applying it in the inner corner, outer corner, and just blending everything out all across. And I'm also applying the same shade, Nurture, on the lower lash line. Now I'm gonna take this shade. This is actually the shade Opart, which comes in this place. So I'm gonna take that. It's a very cool toned, deeper charcoaly gray shade, I would say. And that would be great for like deepening up any look. So again, I'm gonna take that on the outer corner as well as inner corner as well as the lower lash line. The beauty about these, and this is like a cream to powder formula, the beauty about that cream to powder formula is that it applies like a cream. It's super smooth, but it sets like a powder. So you get like the best of both the worlds. I really like Natasha Denona's cream to powder finishes. The only thing that I feel like is like the formula, like this cream to powder formula, doesn't give like too much of impact on the eyes, especially those burgundy tones that are there in the My Dream palette. But still not complaining about it. You can definitely build it up, and it's super easy to blend. So either the shade can be like super pigmented and difficult to blend, or it can be sheer and buildable or easy to blend. And I would take sheer and buildable and easy to blend. Okay, so that's how things are looking so far. Now I'm going to take another cream to powder formula, and this is the shade that I'm going to take, and this is actually the shade called, oh no, I don't know if it's Patty or Go-Go. One of those shade, Patty or Go-Go, but this is like a very neutral tone pinky shade. I'm going to take that and apply that also along my crease, because that will tie up with our blush really nicely. And again, I'm taking like a big fluffy brush, as you can see, and just blends on top of the powder without anything. Like it just blends very nicely. I just want like a peak of that pinky shade. And it's not like super pink on the face, like punching on the face kind of a shade. It's very subtle, very neutral. Just like that. Now, time for the Adept shadow. Okay, taking Minka palette and taking the shade Luna. I'm going to take a very tiny little bit because this is super pigmented, super sparkly. Actually, let's lay down a little bit of glitter glue just because I don't want it to run down all across my face. So I'm just going to take a little bit of glitter glue on the back of my hand, like a very tiny little bit, and just apply it right there, right in the center. Nothing much, just a little bit. I don't even know if you guys can see that or not because it's super little, just to give it a little bit of tack. And then I'm going to take that same shade, Luna, and just apply that. Look at that. Oh my god, it's crazy. Just gonna take that on the center of my eyelid first, just pack it up and then shear it out towards the edges. So basically want like a whisper of the gunmetal blue shade on my eyelids, but mainly packed it on the center. I hope you can see that. Like it's super vibrant, super pretty. Did you guys see Adept is coming out with the Seahorse palette? I don't know what is the date, when is it coming. I am so excited to see the inside. I cannot even tell you. They just sneak peeked like the cover of the palette. Oh my god, it just took my breath away. Now I'm just going to take the same crease brush that we used earlier and just blending the edges. Not that it needs it or anything, but I don't want any harsh edges. Now I'm going to take a very tiny little brush for my inner corners, if I can find one, and I'm going to take the shade which is called Minka here in this corner. Now this is oh my god, this is like a stunning shade but super pigmented. I'm going to first take that right there. Can you see that? Like just, I barely touched it. I'm gonna just put that there in the inner corners, just for a little brightness right there. That's so pretty. Okay, I'm gonna finish off my eyes with some liner and mascara and I'll get right back. Okay, now let's move on to the lips. I've finished my eyes. Actually, let me just finish with one more thing. For the eyeliner, I use my Wet n Wild Break the Proof liner. Nothing new in that. For the mascara, I use my Anastasia Beverly Hills mascara. And then I'm going to tight line my waterline with this Essence Extreme Lasting Eye Pencil in the shade Black Love. And this, just on the top waterline, it just finishes out the look so nicely. Just doesn't show any like skin or anything, which I absolutely love, especially for this like these glamorous looks. Okay, let's move on to the lips. I'm gonna take my KKW Beauty lip liner in the shade Nude 2.5. You cannot find this, but yeah, I'm finishing this. Like, look at that, how much is left. Just like that. And then for the lipstick, we either can go KVD, I mean, at that time, yeah, KVD bow and arrow, or we can go Elf Drive. I feel Elf Drive would be better just because we have like that pink crease, and this has a little bit of pink tone to it. Bow and arrow is like super cool tone. So let's take this. Again, this is the shade Drive. Their satin lipstick, which is the new ones. Love the packaging. I just want a tad little bit lightness on the center of my lips. So let's take this bow and arrow shade and then just apply it right there. Nothing much, just a little. Yeah, just like that. I love it, love it. Okay, let's set our face. I'm going to take this Catrice Illuminating Prime and Fine Glow Setting Mist. Just shaking it really nicely. And then just like that. And then once it's like set, I'm just going to take the same sponge that we applied everything with. Just going over the center of my face. Just like that. And that is my final look. I really love the way how everything turned out. Looks super glamorous, super elegant at the same time, and the eye look was super simple. I used like everything that I absolutely love, and I love the base, how it came out. So I cannot wait to like keep using this foundation and to see like how long wearing it is. I'll put it on the screen like how long wearing it was, whether did it last like for the entire day or did it like wear off or anything like that. But I absolutely love the way how it came out. I really hope that you guys like these get ready kind of videos with me. If you do like it, you know exactly what to do. Do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so that you're notified every time that I post next. I generally upload 3 videos every single week, every Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays at 9 AM Eastern Standard Time. Until next time, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.